I accidentally hurt my boyfriend's ego because I fixed our furnace.
Aw, wah, go cry to mommy.
Called a ambulance. We've been together for 2 years, living together for the last 4 months. Our fuel tank ran bone dry. We live in the deep north and rely on fuel for heat. I called it a favor and got our tank filled. By the way, this comes from A Buds, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. NOP says, my boyfriend put on his overalls, grabbed a multi-tool, and went into the basement to light the furnace. He went up and down the stairs a few times over an hour before sitting at the table to eat. I overheard him calling a friend, asking them to come by with a wrench. I grabbed the socket with the 3/8-bit and quickly sneaked downstairs. Fuel's been out for a couple hours at most. Long story short, I bled the line intermittently in between light ignitions until she ran clear. No air and no foam. No brainer. After 5 minutes, he comes downstairs and says his buddy's on the way with a wrench and says that I'm doing it wrong, bleeding too much. Sorry for being extra careful not to flood the pump or combust, my guy. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and after a couple minutes, I close the valve, press the button, and she fires up. He said, you didn't want to try it my way, and storms off. Last week, my truck pan heater plug snapped. It literally just broke at the plug end from the sheer cold. He said he wanted to look after this for me since I've been so busy. 2 days later, he says it can't be fixed and I need to book with a mechanic. I woke up extra early on December 24th and snuck out to the hardware store to grab a plug end. Finished the work in 20 minutes in -40 Celsius weather. When I shared with him what I did, I was so excited. I'm pretty handy, but that generally doesn't fall into electrical-based work. He responded with so much disdain. Oh, good. I was gonna do that. I just didn't have wire snippers. I was happy to do it, and I thanked him for trying anyways. P.S. Neither did I, but I did have some pretty decent fisk snaps, a torch to burn off the rubber casing. His reaction actually hurt me and put a damper on Christmas morning. I told him the following day that as much as I appreciate his willingness, that I don't need him to do these acts of service. And it actually hurts me when he diminishes my skills and or doesn't even ask me for advice or tools when he's trying to accomplish something. Like, what are you calling a friend for? Your girl, the apparent love of your life and best friend, is just a spit away. And you're in luck, buddy. She's a pretty decent hand. In the last 4 months, there's been so many instances like this. The bathroom exhaust fan, the garage door opener, the lawnmower, the eave troughs, the iron gate. There's more, I just can't remember them all. Every time, it's the same. He tries to fix things of his own volition, doesn't ask for help, we are way beyond soft gestures of recommendations, and just craps the bed and stomps around about it. I've tried to work collectively with him, too. This is a gong show. He's always making it so personal and taking it so personal. It's not that deep. Information and resources are universal. I just don't get it. And it's not cute. I'm actually started to become really resentful. Like, why can't he embrace the part of me that is a half grease monkey handy woman? I'm not spending the rest of my life or the rest of my lease, 8 months, pretending to be something I'm not. Sneaking around to hardware stores and walking around eggshells so I don't destroy his masculinity or whatever. I gotta let this one go. Am I overreacting? We have some comments, but what do you say?
No, I don't think you're overreacting. I think that he's being a selfish little baby.
Be a cool, handy woman. He should be impressed by all your cool knowledge.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
right?
You're going around the house and going around,
I'd be like, dang, okay, take care of me.
Right? Like, if he was doing it, if it was the other way around and he was doing it, and then, like, he'd be like, oh, I fixed it, and you'd be like, oh, well, I was gonna do it. Like,
right.
He'd be like, what?
Right.
Like,
exactly. Exactly.
So it doesn't even matter. Like,
and it was your truck.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. He's just whining for no reason because you damaged his ego because he was going to do it, but really he wasn't. You were going to spend money on someone else to come by and fix it when you could just go to the hardware store, get some stuff for like $20 and then go down, fix it yourself. Like, if you could do that, do it. Why is it so hard? Like,
exactly. Comments. Comment 1. The problem is not that he doesn't know something. It's that he tries to pull you down lower than his level to feel good about himself. It never works. OP replied, exactly. I don't care that he doesn't know. I don't even care that he doesn't want to know. But when he says it can't be fixed or something can only be fixed in this way, and I have an idea that conflicts with his, it's instantly bad or wrong. Like he'd rather things remain broken than show support or gratitude for me fixing them. Comment 2. Yeah, for me, the biggest thing is he's not willing to learn from you. You're crushing it, fixing things for yourself. And rather than have you explain it so he can learn, he takes it as a personal attack. That sucks. And it's a pretty big show of emotional immaturity. I can understand him wanting to try and to be a man and do the hard work around the house. Yuck, but it's many dudes' mentality. But that's nothing if he isn't willing to learn or self-educate or communicate with you on where he's stuck, and you can share knowledge and learn together. On top of that, he wants to demean your achievements by sulking. You're clearly an independent person. I don't think you need someone trying to neuter that independence because they see it as a personal attack, not overreacting. I'm sure their attitude would drive most people nuts. Comment 3. He's feeling emasculated, and it's his own fault, but he's taking it out on you. Stop sneaking around. Stop asking him to look at stuff. Just do it yourself. When the lease is up, I'd suggest not living with him anymore, but that's a decision only you can make. Comment 4. Not overreacting. Listen to the language you're using. It helped me when leaving my crappy husband. To clock how often, when talking about the possibility of ending my marriage, I talked about freedom, peace, and autonomy. You're having to sneak and creep around and manage his emotions. Start planning a safe exit. Comment 5. It never gets better. The fragility demonstrated by the handy task challenged around the female handy skills has, in my life, ranged from frustration to blind rage. Huh? Why? The best people shared their skills and knowledge with grace, great guys and women too. I was lucky enough to start with a father who believed that everyone needed basic life competency. All the small know-hows to avoid injury, to commit small fixes of cars, houses, even faucets, to diagnose problems, and to not be at the mercy of con men. I am a good cook. I also delight in the friendship of men and women whose skills at this exceed my own. Free demonstrations that improve my skills. Yahoo! Maybe that was just Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Asking me to look stupid to not over-challenge the handy challenge is just pathetic. Life says there are no preordained pink jobs or blue jobs. Comment 6. You sound like a punt butt girlfriend. Oh, yes.
That's a compliment.
Yeah. Comment 7. Not overreacting. Listen, my husband was a fixer, and he loved me beyond words. However, I am a prickly independent sort. I want to try to fix crap first before I ask for help. With some things, I know how to fix it already and just do it. When I don't, and if my tries fail, not often, we agreed I would ask him for help then. We both enjoyed him teaching me. Him, since he got to be the helper fixed hero, and me, since I got to learn a new trick and watch my man in action. Yum. Was he fragile about it? Heck no. He thought it was awesome. Bragged about it all the time to other people. When you find the right person, they will celebrate all your skills and accomplishments and wins. Not complaining, not throwing a fit, not feeling butthurt. Just truly happy and proud and maybe impressed. If he feels less manly because you can fix it your way and or he couldn't, then maybe he should just be thankful he has you and learn some more skills. WTF, such a child. Really, leave. He's not the one for you. You deserve better. Find the one for you that was like my husband for me. Do not settle for less. And we have an update.
Wow. I mean, I like all these comments.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, why wouldn't it, like, if you can't do it, why can't I try? You know, and if I succeed, why is that a bad thing? Like,
exactly.
we just fix the problem. Like, why does it matter how we get there?
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't. And that's what's, like, pissing me off.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to sit down and have this, like, final conversation, even if you don't want to just, like, jump to breaking up, of, like, aren't supporting me, and I'm pretty cool, like.
And I'm, like, saving us hundreds of dollars and also saving us, like, maybe out of being conned.
Yeah.
So.
And his reaction to that would say a lot. So I hope you try it. Update. This post is blown up. To broadly answer the same question without thinking too deeply, have you communicated your feelings with your boyfriend? To the best of my abilities, I have communicated my feelings. So much that I'm experiencing communication fatigue. But here's the thing. Communication can always improve. Why did you interrupt your boyfriend halfway through potentially fixing it? Because he wouldn't accept my help and was adamant that he knew how. Because he was trying to vice grips to loosen a brass nut, which was disfiguring the nut. Because I refused to wait for his friend to deliver a wrench to help when we have wrenches. Because it was negative 40 degrees Celsius, negative 40 Fahrenheit, out there, and dropped from 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, to 12 Celsius, 53 Fahrenheit, in the time he put on his overalls to the time he was eating a sandwich an hour and a half later. Because the colder the air that blows into the choke behind the pump, the harder it is to ignite the pilot light, because this problem turned into an emergency. And by the way, you'll never have a problem finding more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. We've got a little bit left. Yeah, I don't really care. You knew how to fix the problem. He didn't want you to fix it. You went down and fixed it so quickly, and he's mad at you?
Yeah,
he took an hour to put on overalls?
That seems like to be more of a problem.
If this truly is like our house is getting cold and we won't be able to ignite it even more so if we wait and let it get cold, and you're taking forever to put on overalls and then decide to eat a sandwich in that time, yeah, I'm gonna pick up stuff and go fix the problem.
Yeah, I'll try. Like, why is
Especially if I have the knowledge.
Yeah, why is it bad if I take a stab at it? Like, I don't understand. Like, why can't I just, like, be like, hey, can I try?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you just haven't seen things that, whatever. I remember trying that with my ex on his motorcycle. He would fix his motorcycle all the time. And I'd be like, can I see what you're doing? He'd be like, no. Like, he, like, was so, like, it just felt so emasculating, I guess, to, like, have someone sit there and then I'm like, can I? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
okay,
it just
fine.
doesn't make sense. Like, if people are like, well, why didn't you just call someone to fix it? Why didn't you just let the friend come over and fix it? Why did they need to come over? I have the knowledge to know how to fix it. Why are we going to spend money to fix it?
Exactly.
Why didn't you just call a mechanic and HV guy? Because it's been at negative 40 Celsius for over a month now. And mechanics and HV are booking 6 to 8 weeks out. Because I don't want to pay a surcharge of $200 plus $150 an hour for something I can do myself. Why are you sneaking around fixing crap and not openly fixing crap like a regular human being? To avoid the discomfort I experience in his tantrum. To avoid the part where I am belittled. To avoid hurting his feelings. To make sure the job gets done. The avoid attempting collaborative teamwork where we have not been successful ever before. To have an opportunity to chill and enjoy the process without having to make room for him emotionally and physically. Also, it's because I'm sick and tired of being undervalued and underappreciated for my knowledge and skills. I don't even want to fight to be heard. I just want to peacefully exist, okay? That's the end of that story.
My boyfriend made a lot of mess, so I stopped cleaning for him.
Good, you're not his maid.
I, 29 female, and my boyfriend, 26 male, have been in a relationship for 2 years and 11 months. And on October 10th of 2025, we got our first apartment together. I noticed relatively quickly I was doing most of the cleaning, dishes, vacuuming, wiping down surfaces, shared laundry, like bed sheets and throw blankets, meal planning, cooking, grocery shopping, etc. By the way, this comes from Additional Bat 5706, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Carly.
And we are here to give you some good advice, but goofily. We don't have all the answers, obviously. But we would love to know what you would do in the comments, and we're going to tell you what we would do right now. As OP says, I have said before moving in, I don't mind doing most of the basic cleaning of the floors and furniture since I have pets and they leave hair and track litter around as pets do. But it has quickly spiraled beyond that. He is a mechanic and leaves his dirty laundry on the floor, leaves crumbs all over the counter, just sets dirty dishes in the sink, multiple cups around the apartment, waits until his stinky laundry is filling the air before doing his laundry, refuses to shower before bed, making the bed stink like car and bad body odor. I'm sorry, but that's disgusting.
Ew.
That's gross. Leaves toothpaste in the sink, pee on the toilet and floor.
Ew.
Can he not aim? He never refills the Brita dispenser, leaves dirty tools and bolts and hats everywhere, etc. He was walking around our carpets with his oily work shoes and finally stopped when I threatened to throw the shoes away due to the black oil stains now on our beige carpets. I have talked to him multiple times in passing since we moved in. Hey, rinse your toothpaste down the drain. Hey, you peed on the floor again. Can you clean it up? Hey, you need to change clothes before sitting on the couch or getting in bed. Hey, please shower. Hey, can you wash your dishes? Etc.
Is he your child or your partner?
Seriously. To no avail, of course. Just a sorry and half butt fixing the issue. Background, I came from a hoarder house and grew up in filth. So cleanliness and organization is important to me. and he comes from a nice clean home where mommy did almost everything for him. I had had enough. So 4 days ago, I stopped cleaning up after him. No change. So 3 days ago, I stopped cleaning and cooking, period. No change. So today, I started making messes. Okay. At this point, you're becoming part of the problem, though.
Nah, this is funny. Do it.
I drained the Brita. I left towels on the floor, knocked over the coasters and left them, left hair blobs in the shower, emptied the Q-tip jar, left crumbs and dirty dishes everywhere, including the living room, dirty dishes all over the floor, balled up bed blankets, shoes in front of the front door, dirty Q-tips and floss on the coffee table, throw blankets on the floor, tracked leaves onto the carpet, all the stuff he has done.
Yeah, I do fear you're going to have to clean that all. And he may not even notice the mess, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think that's grody.
I think it's disgusting, but yeah, show him. Show him.
Show him. He confronted me and asked what was up because I never do this. I said, "Oh, we leave everything everywhere now, just the way you like it. It's fine." Needless to say, he got upset and asked why I didn't have a conversation with him about this instead.
She did, buddy. Man up. Jeez.
I said I had asked him multiple times over the past couple months to clean up after himself, and he still won't. And I'm tired of doing it, so clearly we just live like this now. Well, he spent the next 2 hours cleaning the whole apartment in silence and went to bed. And now I feel like I went too far. Am I overreacting?
Nope, I love it. Good job. He finally realized, let the man sulk.
Yeah,
He probably at least took a shower that night.
that's true. Yeah, I'd say there is no harm in letting, him pick up after your mess, after you pick up all of his mess. I think this just lets him, giving him 2 hours of silence of cleaning. Like, I'm sure that would stick with him and be like, okay, I need to, get my things together and for sure do better for us.
Yeah.
But let's see. Comment number 1. I think you are a genius. But if he is not a changed man from here, move out. Do not mommy a man child. It's true. Comment number 2, not overreacting. He wasn't listening to you, so you needed to take drastic action. Him cleaning up the apartment for 2 hours is one heck of a move on his part. Now he needs to follow through. Perhaps tomorrow you both can sit down before or after work and have a serious conversation about how you choose to live. There needs to be rules down, so you're not playing maid for him. You're not his mama. He best be learning to respect you more now. Comment number 3, not overreacting. 71 male here. I had roommates like this, and there is no way they change. Mom always cleaned up for them. I'll bet if you stop being a slob, he will easily go back to being the slob. My question to you is this. What does he bring to the table that is good? Either he's a masterful lover or earns a crap ton of money. Those are the only 2 things I can think of. Because even though I'm not a perfect housekeeper, those other personal grooming habits would override anything but a $60K a month salary or the ability to suck the chrome off of a trailer hitch.
Okay.
OP replies, we make about the same amount of money, so we split bills 50-50, and sometimes I still pay more or have to loan him some money. He specializes in performance upgrades and engine/transmission building, and I'm a dog groomer. I normally change and shower upon getting home and have been trying to get him in the habit of doing the same. Lover department is okay, but sparse due to me mostly not being in the mood after cleaning all day and him being dirty. Sorry, that would make me so I'd be like, I'm sorry, you have to shower, you have to. Not that I am a clean freak, but
if I came home covered in dog hair though, or oil and grease from the day,
yeah,
I'm at least changing.
You're not putting your hands on me if your hands are black with oil. No thank you, I don't want that. He has recently, the past week, gotten on board with showering more often, but he showers before work in the mornings, which doesn't really change any issue.
Was he not showering at all before that?
Yeah, was he not showering before or after? Here's the thing. You can shower every day, but you don't have to wash your hair every day. There's a difference. I don't wash my hair every day, but I shower every day.
I shower every day still.
I like to take off the
it's
world
so much
when I
easier
come
for a
home.
man even. You don't even have to, your hair dries so quickly.
Yeah, you have this much hair and then it's okay, done. And it's well, I have to shave my entire body and then also do the whole thing with my hair routine and then also, all the other things. It's a lot. It's a lot, but guess what? I still do it because I like myself and I like to be clean. I don't like to be dirty. Comment number 4. Yes, girl, not overreacting, period. Now get some self-respect and leave that child because he sure as heck don't respect you or your time. Little boy has the audacity to still get upset when you're dealing with the same crap 24/7. You did not sign up to be his maid. We're leaving men children in 2025 and focusing on self-development. Comment number 5. Girl, he was being worthless and you just made him have some of the value towards your relationship. He repeatedly hurt your feelings since you've moved in together by being intentionally worthless and lazy, expecting you to do it all. He's not 5. He'll get over it. And if he doesn't, then dump him and find a better guy. But it seems like he's realized what a jackbud he's been and is trying to improve. Just remember, guys backslide. So keep an eye open for that, but definitely work out a system where he contributes to maintaining y'all's home. Comment number 6, do not have children with this man. OP replies, thankfully, I don't want children at all and am very consistent with birth control. Comment number 7, my partner is like this, but he wasn't like this before we lived together. His apartment was clean. He fed himself and did his own laundry. He went on walks and took care of his fishes. Then we moved in together. I'm a much cleaner person than him, so I took on most of the chores initially. After doing too much, I asked for some help. I got the standard, but you're so good at doing it response. Not gonna lie, that gets me every single time. I'm such a sucker for it. People tell me I'm good at stuff and I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. Like my mom used to do it. She'd be like, take the sheets off your bed, like make your bed. And I'd be like, no. And then she'd be like, but you do it so well. And I'm like,
well, that's different. You should make your own bed.
I hate making my bed. I'm sleeping in it anyway. I like to make it before I go to sleep. Like if it's all like crumbled up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I stopped doing it until he learned to help. Stand your ground. If he doesn't respond well, I would consider not renewing your lease with him, which is unfortunately a passing sentence for a lot of relationships. Oh, there's an update.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's just get into it. He called my best friend while he was at work the next day and asked her if I was okay and if I was experiencing something he wasn't aware of. She explained that I have mental illnesses, depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and he has done something to trigger me doing a mentally ill thing. Tiny brief psychotic break with the overreaction in question. And he needs to apologize and sit down and talk to me. That night, when he got off work, he came home with flowers and my favorite candies and tears in his eyes and sat down and asked if he could talk and me just listen for a moment. Long story short, he apologized for not being a good partner to live with the past couple months and essentially abandoning me with all the household duties, and he realized how unfair and crappy that was of him. I apologized for lashing out instead of sitting down and having a straightforward conversation about it. Side note, we have both suspected for a long while he has a touch of autism, partly due to him not understanding social cues or picking up hints, or being able to read the room and never being good at basic life tasks. I know, what an ironic couple. I struggle with communicating and he struggles with taking a hint. We're both working on it. We came to an agreement on a cleaning schedule, and I'm showing him proper ways to clean things and when things should be done. We clean together or split up tasks in the evening and regroup for a shower before bed and relaxing together for the evening. By the way, you can cuddle up with a little blanket and hot cocoa and listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search OK Storytime. There's a little bit left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he did that, and I hope that you see the follow through that you want, and then I think all is well.
I appreciate when people, like my partner, goes out of their way to ask other people in my life to know if I'm okay, because maybe I have a hard time like explaining it or communicating it, and so like he knows, okay, I see something's wrong, she can't communicate it, I'm gonna ask other people for, like a solution, and then they tell you and you follow through with it. What a man. What a man that is. He admitted he feels a lot more relaxed at the end of the day with everything being clean and ready for the next day. We are also taking turns buying groceries now, and he is currently coming to me on advice on how to be more financially responsible and smarter with his money. I meant it when I replied to comments saying he is genuinely a good guy and he tries very hard to learn from mistakes and grow as a person, and he is usually pretty quick to own up to his mistakes. His cleanliness and my struggle to be direct is really the singular fault in the relationship, and we are both working on it with a little help from each other. And that's it.
My boyfriend demanded I cut off my friends after he bought me a ring.
You should cut off the ring.
And trigger warning for substances. I'm a 36-year-old woman, and I met my boyfriend Rick, 39, almost 2 years ago. To understand this story, you need to know where I come from. I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. Think a child called it level circumstances. Most of my family struggles with substance and are not really contributing members of society. I got married young to my high school boyfriend when he joined the Air Force. By the way, this comes from user false caterpillar 852, and just like False Caterpillar's story, it's from our subreddit.
Oh my god.
This is one of our own.
Woo!
So if you want to get your story read, do what they did and submit it to our subreddit at the OKstorytime subreddit. Very simple. I'm Keon,
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily. We don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you do in the comments. Also, I'm wearing my glasses because I have allergies.
Don't look at his eyes.
As OP says, we had our daughter in high school and our son 10 years later. When he eventually left, he abandoned us in a camper in his mom's backyard. Yikes. I had to rebuild everything from scratch. I worked my butt off to buy my own house and provide for my children. Since I don't have a real family, I made my own. I've had my best friend since high school, and her family treats me like one of their own. Over the past 6 years, I've built an amazing support system of friends who've been there for everything. When I met Rick, I wasn't looking for anything serious, just passing time. But from our very first date, this relationship felt different. I've never had anyone look at me the way he did. Rick comes from a standard middle-class family. The only dysfunction was divorced parents. I don't know if he ever really had to struggle financially or go through the things I did. He did build his own company and served in the military, so it's not like everything was handed to him. He worked very hard for what he has, and he's an intelligent man. I really thought he understood me. Everything for the first year and a half was over the moon. From that first date to amazing trips together, it was incredible. He's extremely successful with his company. I experienced things I'd never experienced before, traveling to other countries and receiving name brand items, though honestly, I couldn't care less about that stuff. I'm very simple. But the best part was that he just made me feel safe. Just laying in bed talking all night was the best part of our relationship. We talked about everything. I shared things with him I'd never share with anybody. He was recently divorced from a loveless marriage where his ex-wife cheated on him. She's the exact opposite of me. A princess who's never really worked, barely lifts a finger, and receives her fat alimony and child support. For the first time in my life, I felt like someone was choosing me. He wanted me to move in. He was going to propose. I honestly could not believe this was my life. Our communication was the best part. We talked all day, every day. Our favorite thing was just laying in bed laughing together. But now to the problem. The majority of my friends are either single moms or their husbands are military. So it's usually a bunch of women and kids hanging out, enjoying each other's company, raising teenagers and little ones together. We can be a bit much like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, great movie, when we're all together. My best friend has a heart of gold and a big personality. I tend to surround myself with alpha personalities since I'm not one myself. My boyfriend and most of my friends are all alpha personalities. Early on, I thought my boyfriend and my best friend hit it off. The majority of my time, though, I spent with my boyfriend since we were building a future together. I spent most of my time at his house with his people. I didn't mind. My son had a room there, and it was just easier compared to my smaller house. Our kids got along, and everything was going wonderfully. A few months into our relationship, we all went bowling with my friends. We had about 25 people. That's crazy.
It's a lot of people to bowl with.
You need like 4 lanes for that if everyone's going to have fun bowling.
I hate bowling.
I don't mind bowling.
I don't like it.
Bowling's fun.
I think I do it weird, so I get uncomfortable.
What do you do? Do you like throw it?
I feel like I throw it a little bit.
You know, it goes.
not overhand.
I was gonna say it goes this way,
I know
not
it goes
that
way.
Do you do 2 hands?
No, I'd probably do better if I did.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do the bumpers next time for you.
No, I'm good enough.
I've bowled a couple turkeys in my life, and I don't know how.
Wow. Look at you go. Secret
Then I just
bowling
get
nerd.
gutter ball after gutter ball. Either bad or good.
Yeah, I'm good at Wii bowling.
That's a sport. So we had about 25 people at bowling, and it was a bit chaotic with lots of loud teenagers and little kids running around. It was a Friday night, so the place was crowded anyway. I might be blind to it, but I know we were loud. I don't think we were super rude or disruptive, but my boyfriend sees it very differently. He was so embarrassed. He said some of the teenagers were cussing and the little ones were running about. So what little ones and teenagers do?
Normal kid stuff.
That sounds exactly what normal kids would do. I'd be like, hey, watch your language. You can talk like that, just not around the kids, and, you know, don't say some of those things. He told me he'd never been more embarrassed in his life. I told him this was my people, and that wasn't going to change, which might have been where I'm wrong. We might have been annoying to the people around us, and I've acknowledged that. I did some self-reflection after this event, and maybe my group could definitely tone it down a bit. But he's very much the type who believes children should be seen and not heard.
Boo.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
OP continues saying, Very militant. Moving forward, I tried to pick and choose when I'd go to the gatherings. I had a hard time wanting to include him because I knew he didn't want to do anything in public with them, or probably in private either. One night, we were invited to bingo, and he decided to go. One of my friend's kids brought a soccer ball into the bingo hall. All the kids in the hall got together and were kicking it around inside, except my son, whom I made sit down. I can't acknowledge this wasn't the time or place. The problem was that was his breaking point. The breaking point was the kids were playing soccer. Yeah, I would just like, hey, sure, play, but like chill, don't be too aggressive, don't break anything.
They were inside?
Yeah, it depends where. Like they're probably in the hallway, but you can do it outside. Someone's got to watch them, which, someone should volunteer to watch the kids or take turns.
I don't know.
I'd be like, let the kids be kids.
They don't want to play bingo?
Yeah, I would think the kids would want to play bingo.
Right? I feel like I played bingo a couple times as a kid.
We played bingo in the
For fun.
Philippines.
Well, yeah, but we're adults.
Nah, when I'm in the Philippines, I'm a kid. Due to his success in business, he said he could no longer be seen around my people. Again, I don't disagree that this was an inappropriate place for a soccer ball, but I've noticed over the year and a half that he rarely takes his children out to public places at all. Every time he went to a movie or did something with all the kids, it was my idea. He enjoys going out, throwing back some adult beverages, and enjoying live music with his friends. But when it comes to the kids, he'd rather just be at home. I like being home too, but I also like giving my children experiences. I completely acknowledge he's entitled to his feelings and shouldn't have to be around people who make him uncomfortable or embarrassed. The issue is he wanted me to also not be seen in public with them. He says eventually people will know we're together and associate their bad behavior with him. I don't think it ends there either. I have a wonderful sister who's a bit of a hillbilly, and I mean that in the nicest way because I am too at heart. She's got the best heart of anybody I know. She spends a lot of her paycheck buying Christmas presents for needy kids and helps anybody she can, all while supporting herself and her son on minimum wage. But she's unrefined. She likes her cigarettes and likes to sit on the porch and smoke. I know that's not made for his bougie neighborhood with its HOA. I have another sister who's lost custody of her son. My nephew is currently placed with her ex-boyfriend, but I get to see him a few times a month. I know this may sound like a lot, but my day-to-day is not crazy. I work my butt off. I take my kids to their sports. We cook and have fun playing board games. If you met me, you'd have no clue how I have all these circumstances happening. He wants to be with people who are worthy to take to a country club. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're embarrassed by my family, then you're embarrassed by me, dude. Get out of here.
You can try and compromise it or like get him adjusted to it. But if it's just a hard no, if everything's so perfect, but that one major thing is not changing,
Then it's not perfect.
then it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Everything he does is deliberate, he says. Most of his friends can help him in a business and help his company grow. Only friends you can take to the country club. I don't think he realizes he sounds like a D-bag when he says things like that. If you saw this guy, you never guess he had any money. He's jeans and a ball cap. But he has spreadsheets and projections for his future. I'm not quite in a place to start saving for retirement, but I pay my bills and I'm independent. According to him, my people will jeopardize his image and burn it to the ground. He thinks he's very famous in this town. People do come up and say hi to him here and there, but he's no Taylor Swift. I do very much validate his feelings. I came up with many compromises outside of just walking away from the only support I have. I don't have family. I told him we can discuss events before I went. I was already seeing them less. I was communicating with my friends about his concerns. I was prioritizing us. But these friends are family, and they're wonderful, amazing people who will do anything for me and my children. They're successful in their own right. He's called them idiots in some of our fights, which I don't appreciate. He acts like they're out there selling substances on the streets. They've been there through everything. The loss of multiple siblings to substance, breakups, divorces, holidays, and big life events. You name it. My best friend doesn't even judge me for wanting to be with him, even though he's made it clear they're not his type of people. She's seen me the happiest I've ever been. She's not happy with the way he views them as less than, but she just wants what I want. We tried therapy, where he was told directly that it can't be one-sided, and there's gotta be some compromise. But he's still very firm on it. He will not lower his standards or risk everything he's built for me to maintain my relationships. This man bought me a ring and had me convinced we were going to be together forever. I thought we were both compassionate, open, and honest people, and that would get us through hard times. But as soon as the first hard time hit, he left. There's so much I've compromised over the last year and a half. And by the way, you never have to compromise by listening to full episodes with stories just like this one. Just go to your favorite podcast apps such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left. I mean, it seems like you already know what's happening, OP. It does suck because in every outright, he seemed like a great guy, but
Yeah, but then he
nah.
does this, so he's not.
So he's not immediately.
And you guys tried. You went to therapy. He doesn't want to change. So I think it's bye-bye time.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of the hearing,
Yeah.
just not doing.
Yeah?
Let's go ahead and finish up the story. I was going to have to rehome my cat for his allergies, even though his own friend group told him to try medication. I was going to have to sell my house and move down to him. He's a minimalist, so I couldn't overdecorate the house. I only saw my friends from time to time, constantly turning down invites because we had plans. Maybe I don't see all the things I sacrificed in such a dark light because I was the happiest I'd ever been. I know the writing is on the wall, but I've never felt this devastated. I don't know how to comprehend him leaving because I wouldn't break up with my friends. That is the end of that story.